This is The Race, the focus this week in Mpumalanga. And let's cross now to our reporter Samkelo Maseko, who is is in Bombela in Mpumalanga for us. I will introduce you to the rest of our team in just a moment. Samkelo, good afternoon to you. So let's pick up first of all on the comment that we had a little bit earlier about the Premier David Mabuza being a kingmaker. You've been in and around the province. You've been particularly operating at branch level. What's his support like on the ground? What are you discerning?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Jeremy, and to the viewers at home. The support for Didi Mabuza in this province called Mpumalanga is very strong, in a sense that you've got everybody praising him for the type of leadership that he has. You'd remember that earlier on this year, when they had their January 8 statement at the Mbombela Stadium, the national chairperson of the ANC, Balega Mbete, praised Didi Mabuza and said he must carry on with the unity project of trying to unite the ANC. Even on the ground, the ANC in Mpumalanga has not faced any divisions of late, or they've not been divided within the public domain. They've kept their issues very much behind closed doors and they've resolved them. The only issue that was there in the province about a year or two ago was that the alliance was so divided that physical blows were exchanged between the SACP and the ANC. But David Mabuza is pretty much strong within the ANC at branch level, going up to regions and to the province. You'd also remember that they held a special provincial general council where they resolved that Didi Mabuza, the provincial chairperson, must now ascend to Lutili House and possibly become the deputy president of the ANC. But his support on the ground and in the branches here in Mpumalanga is very strong. Some people even say that he is the chairperson of the province where all decisions are taken at the farm in Barberton, which he owns, and they call him the cat.
What are you hearing about progress being made at these important branch general meetings?
Well, the branch general meetings, the BGMs, to nominate presidential candidates or the lineup for the ANC top 6 leadership and the additionals in the NEC is pretty much bizarre, because we've even seen reports where branch members are saying that there's been instruction from above for branches not to nominate any candidates, but to just simply nominate unity. About a week ago, ANC NEC member and chief whip, who hails from this province, Jackson Mtembu, from the Sibande region, Emalahleni, the Witbank area, normally known as the Highveld for NUM, held a rally with Deputy President of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, where Jackson Mtembu said they don't know where this unity person resides, which branch he belongs to, and how many years he served in the ANC, and that they only know that if you are nominating candidates, it's either you are nominating Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, Cyril Ramaphosa, Zweli Mkhize, and so forth, and all the other candidates. But some branches are just nominating unity, whilst others are nominating Cyril Ramaphosa for president, David Mabuza for...
We are going to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed. Samkelo Maseko live from Bombela. Let's bring the rest of the panel in, along with Lumkile Monde, is a political commentator and a professor of politics at the University of Johannesburg, Mcebisi Ndletyana, along with Karima Brown. Karima, let's start, if we can, with that assertion that we just heard as far as the branch general meetings are concerned, not to nominate candidates, but to nominate unity. Please explain to me what that means.
Well, it is it is only in the ANC that you can have this kind of anachronism, really. We've seen the fake efforts at constructing so-called unity, of course, by President Jacob Zuma at the close of the policy conference, where the idea of unity was encapsulated in an enlarged top 6, either with 2 deputy secretaries or 2 deputy presidents. And of course, that idea didn't get a lot of currency. I think what is uppermost here in people's minds is to prevent a split, but of course fake unity is not going to get the ANC anywhere. The currents that are coming out of the organization are almost diametrically opposed to each other. If they're going to go with this to the electorate in 2019, it's a recipe for failure. So I think Jackson Mtembu is correct. That character called unity is missing in action, yes.
The first time, Karima, I've I've ever heard the expression fake unity. Professor Ndletiana, let's look at the other issue that we were discussing with Lumkile just a moment ago about David Mabuza. Many saying he is the kingmaker, and there the numbers are on the screen. 16% saying he has done a good job, 32.2% saying he's done a reasonable job. How are you reading that?
Well, he's not entirely popular, really. He doesn't have support. And if you go by ANC leaders or other members, then you must suspect that they might not vote him for number 2. If he is so unpopular, then why would they want him to become number 2 of the country, right? Which then brings up the question, how independent are ANC members in voting? Or does Mabuza have a firm grip on how they vote? So it's a clash between independence and provincial or other leadership control over members.
And what did you make of this other figure that we've got over here, let's call it 27% who don't know? It's the refusal factor. Lumkile Monde was saying a little bit earlier, it's a fear factor. There is concern that by disclosing preference, they're worried about what the consequences might be. That would be of some concern, surely.
Absolutely. I mean, DT has been some kind of a provincial baron in Mpumalanga. There's been a lot of assassinations in that province. About 10 or so people have been assassinated, and their killers have not been found. And I'm telling you, DT has been implicated in every killing, right? So he has cultivated this aura of fear around him. And there's a sense that he aspires as well, you know. It's like he has ears all over the place, and people fear that whatever they say, however remote they may be, hidden somewhere, but for some reason they think that he has, you know, ears on the walls.
Karima, I want to come back to the criminal mafia question, if we can, which leads into this whole issue of corruption. Let's just recap very quickly. True or false, a criminal mafia operating in government and parastatals is running South Africa. As Lumkile was saying a little bit earlier, a massive indictment on governance in South Africa anyway, but the 41.8%, is that all taint as far as the Zuma brush is concerned?
It's not just taint for the Zuma brush. This is taint for the body politic in the African National Congress. You must remember, Mpumalanga is the original province where you had, you know, senior politicians making gaffes. So if you look at the origins of the current speaker, Baleka Mbete's driver's license scandal, it's in Mpumalanga. She goes all the way to Mpumalanga to go and get a fake license. If you look at Ndaweni Mahlangu, the politician who said, it's okay to lie, just don't get caught. Where does it originate from? Mpumalanga. So they have a rich, checkered history, if you like, for wrongdoing. If you look at some of the, you know, developments, as KBC was saying, around political killings, long before KwaZulu-Natal's current political killings was, you know, receiving the kind of attention, you had low-level killings in Mpumalanga. The only people who were speaking out at the time were people in the left of the African National Congress, because they were often at the receiving end of, you know, that kind of political tyranny. So this is a warlord. This is a provincial chair who's a 3-time chair who has reached his ceiling. If you look at the amount of people who are fearful to express themselves, if you look at those who say that there is some kind of mafia state, it's not just the experience of national government, it's actually the experience of provincial government, Jeremy.
All right, folks, thank you very much indeed. Part 3 still to come. And when the race continues, ANC voters on corruption in Mpumalanga and also their assessment of the provincial government. And as we'll show you in just a moment, the results are not good.